Hey, are you guys struggling on really either keeping a guy on your Diamond Dynasty team? And let's say I know a lot of people are saying, oh, well, you just got to trust the swing and all that. Well, in this video, I'm going to dive into something different. There's one particular stat that could really help you out on either keeping the guy or letting him go on your Diamond Dynasty squad. I'll see you guys in a second. What's going on YouTube? Mike Swingman back for another YouTube video, and in this video we're going to dive into a more in-depth perception on what particular stat basically tells you to either let go of your Diamond Dynasty player or keep them on your squad. But before we dive into that, be sure to hit that subscribe and bell notification button so that you guys are notified for my future uploads on this channel. But with that being said, let's dive into what everyone is asking or everyone is thinking about, whether to let go of their guy or to keep their guy. All right, let's go. All right, so the number one biggest thing or biggest concern that I know a lot of people get in this game, even myself, is, should I keep this guy over a different ball player? Like per se, if I have Buxton and they release a Willie Mays card, and then the big question is, should I keep Buxton over Willie? And I know a lot of people, I'm not the only one, I know there's a lot of people out there that have the same concern. But here's a particular stat that I've kind of tapped into, or I kind of looked into, and even in real life, I'm sure general managers use it as well to help to see, whether to let go of a prospect or let go of a player and bring in something new. Okay, so it's almost like a Billy Bean approach in in keeping a guy. Okay, so when we go over, let's go over to Buxton. All you gotta do, okay, so basically how I got to that screen is triangle, pretty simple. But when you go to, there's attributes, parallels, Diamond Dynasty advanced stats. Where you're gonna go is Diamond Dynasty. Okay, so Diamond Dynasty stats. Here, I'm gonna get myself out of there. You're gonna basically go here. You're gonna go to this stat line right here. Now I know you guys are gonna say, well, I know how to read average and on base percentage, and I hope you know how to do slugging percentage as well. But there's a particular stat that I think a lot of people kind of just don't really pay attention to, and it's the one on the bottom here. It's batting average with runners in scoring position. Okay, so in this position, in this average shows how your player does in key situations. Okay, all right, so for my Byron, when it comes to batting average with runners in scoring position, he's over 458, which is amazing. He's basically gonna get a hit. Okay, so every 10 at bats, he gets on base, or he's going to get hit 4 out of 10 times, which is a pretty good stat. I mean, that's a good stat right there. Okay, but when I go to like a perfect example, I found this earlier today, Ernie Banks. I love Ernie. I love his swing. If you look at his batting average in runners in scoring position, it's just 282, which is, I mean, it's not too bad, but it's not as good as where we want it to be. Okay. So that was the thing that I wanted to let you guys know, that if you have a batting average, you want to have a batting average in runners in scoring position over 350. 300 is good. I just feel like that's average. You want a guy, if you really want to feel comfortable in a guy, you got to have it over 350. 350, it really shows that this guy in any situation can pull through for you. And if you don't have a guy over 350 and you need it at like 300, 300 is the go as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. But that was the thing that I recognize mostly was the runners in scoring position. So like if I go to Swingman here, I create a player, Swingman with runners in scoring position, he is at 400. He's money. He's money in those situations. That's why he plays. And then, obviously his OPS is at 1.259, which is amazing. I mean, his runners in scoring position, it's huge. It's very huge. So I recommend that with your Diamond Dynasty squad, like here, Steve Finley, for example, runners in scoring position, he's 294. Okay, that's not too bad. It's not too great. He's probably going to be a guy that gets on base and probably brings in a run more than, or comes in as a run more than brings in a run.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Okay, but I highly recommend you guys go ahead and take a look at your squad and really look at exactly what their batting average is in runners in scoring positions. Okay, because that is really the key. That's the key. When you have a situation of, okay, so if I have a situation where I have a runner on first and a runner on second, who is the guy that will probably hit him in? Okay, so will it be Trout? Trout will probably most likely hit him in because he has an average of 395. Okay, but when I go to like a Steve Finley and his average is at 294, probably not much as a Steve Finley as more as Trout. Okay, so that is something that I highly recommend in regards to hitting. Now, when it comes to pitching one is actually, from my standpoint, is the pretty easiest one. What I actually look into, and you guys can too, is what I call the batting average. The batting average against your pitcher. Okay, so the batting average against your pitcher is basically the average of how your opponent faces you with that particular pitcher. Okay, so for me, my Tom Glavine, the opponents that I face have a batting average of 220, which is pretty good. I mean, I would love to have that at maybe in the ones, in the $150s, you know what I mean? But 220 is not too bad for a pitcher. Okay, but when it comes to, like, let's say, I'll show you guys Corbin Burns, who has been very strugglers with me. Their batting average is 343. Okay, now 343 against righties, or 343 batting average versus my opponent. That probably means that my opponent sees my Corbin Burns really good, and it's something that I highly recommend. That if you have a batting average over 300 with your particular pitcher, I think you should probably go with a pitcher that probably doesn't. Okay, so if you have an average, let's say, like I mean DeGrom here, for example. If you have an average, see, like his batting average is like 206. If you have an average below 250 for your particular pitcher, that is the guy that I recommend you use, because that's the guy that you dominate with, and not only that, your opponents don't see him as good. Okay, so that's something that I've learned over my years, or over the years of playing this game, of how to be effective and how to choose the right guy over the other in regards to stats. Okay, so I hope this really helps you guys. It really helps me. It helps me dictate on how to really find a particular player, or really to use a particular player over the other, and based off of stats, basically the Billy Bean approach in Moneyball. Okay, all right. Well, I hope this video really helped you guys out in regards to finding that particular stat for both pitching and hitting. If you guys really enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button, and also comment in the comment sections below on what you guys think I should tap into, or what you guys need help with in regards to Diamond Dynasty or the show. So but also, if you guys can, hit that subscribe and bell notification button. It would really help support the channel. We're trying to get to 200 subscribers. That's my first goal of the year. I really appreciate it, but also it helps you guys to be notified for my future uploads on this channel. But with that being said, I hope you guys are doing well. You guys are hitting perfects and dotting those pitches, and I will see you guys in the next one. You guys take care. All right.